Hi there! This is a message for all the people who think that quarantine is an excessive measure, but we need to take strong measures, and if they're delayed or not strong enough, millions of people might die. Here's why. But first, let's start with the story. It is 1918 and the spread of the COVID-19. The Spanish flu. I just hear it so many times. So the Spanish flu was spreading like wildfire in the army installations of Philadelphia. By the way, it's called Spanish flu because some odd reasons, not just because it actually started in Kansas. Anyway, this is Wilhelm VK, the public health director of Philadelphia, and insisted that it was just a normal flu, and it would be contained before hitting civilians. First civilian cases were reported on September 21st. Local physicians were worried that it could be start of an epidemic, but Cruiser and his medical board said that they could lower the risk of catching the flu by staying warm, keeping the feet dry, and the bowels open. Whatever that means. As civilian infections climbed day by day, Cruiser refused to cancel the upcoming Liberty Lawn Parade. He insisted that the parade must go on since it would raise millions of dollars in war bonds, and he downplayed the danger of spreading the disease. Meanwhile, in St. Louis, the public response couldn't have been more different. Even before the first case of Spanish flu had been reported, Health Commissioner Dr. Max Skaltfor had local physicians on high alert and wrote to the Post-Dispatch about the importance of avoiding crowds. When the flu outbreak at nearby military camps spread, he wasted no time in shutting down everything. There was pushback from business owners, but they held their ground. When infections swelled as expected, thousands of sick residents were treated home by a network of volunteer nurses. And now back to Philadelphia. 3 days after the parade, all 31 hospitals were full and the cases increased dramatically. Over 2,600 people died by the end of the week, had 8 times more deaths than St. Louis. Does any part of this story sound familiar? It is with incredible speed that this virus went from a joke to a real threat. And now the question is, how long will this quarantine last and what effects will it have on the economy? So what's the current situation? We have some cases in China and then more cases in China. Everything seems quite normal. What? So if we continue without taking any measures, we'll saturate the sanitary system. Let's picture the sanitary system. Can you see this little red line? Yeah, that's the intensive care unit system. And this is all the people that will die because they won't have access to that care. So what can we do next? There are basically 3 options. Do nothing, mitigate, and suppress, called the hammer and the dance. First, use the hammer, then dance. Which means attack first and fast, and then learn to dance with the virus. Until we find a vaccine to kill this thing. How long will it last? It depends on how effective we are at reducing contagions. Korea and Singapore did it early. Now they have their consequences. And other countries, and possibly many more, did not take it seriously from the beginning and now they have their consequences. How much will it cost? This is a very interesting estimation of the cost of the dance. What we should shut down and what we shouldn't. But it's definitely a very expensive dance. What are the economic consequences? No one really knows. Will we get back immediately or take longer to get there? But one thing is for sure, we will recover. This is not the end of the world, and it has happened again before and it will happen again. Although standard push is not a very accurate representation of the economy, it shows the point. We've recovered from major catastrophes and we'll get through this. What can I do personally to prepare for a recession? The same thing that any responsible person would do any of the time, which is increase your income, reduce your expenses, have a fund no smaller than 6 months in case anything happens, and eliminate your debt. Oh, also, and start investing long term. That's a good idea. I just hope it leaves a scar for us not to forget what happened so it won't happen again. How can we have a stronger healthcare system, a stronger economic system, and at the same time take care of the planet, invest in productivity and efficiency, science and technology, while being more pragmatic with results, not just empty words of a better world. And definitely not blaming the neighbor. Hey, thanks for watching! And that makes the final video of the coronavirus. I'm so full with this topic right now, everyone's talking about it and my head is going nuts. I don't want to hear more about this anymore, but you can check the data. There are 2 very interesting sources that you should check. First, the article that this video is based on, Hammer and Dance by Thomas Puello. You have the link in the description. And also, How the Economic Machine Works by Ray Dalio. Both very interesting. So that's it. So bye!